What's up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today will be the spoiler review of Godzilla King of the Monsters. Oh, sorry, my hair's like all messed up. Alright, today we're going to go down from the very beginning of the movie to the very end, and the post-credit scene, and my theories on that. This will be a good length video, so if you're in for a ride, and for seeing my reaction all the way through it, and my review, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, hit that like button if you like this spoiler review, and let's get to it. Alright. When I first got in the movie theaters, I was nervous. Like I told y'all before, I was nervous, and then after that I became after the movie I was satisfied. When I got in the movie theaters and sat down and the movie was about to start, when it started, it was after the legendary logo, was when you hear thud, thud, thud. That right there made my heart beat fast. What came next was a surprise to me. I knew it was going to happen, but the way it happened was surprising. And, well, it was the scene where it's a flashback of the San Francisco battle between the Mutos and Godzilla. And I think it was during the battle, mostly. Either that or sometime after it. Godzilla defeated the Muto and won. And all you see is Godzilla, boom, boom, right through a building, roaring in the air in victory. Then it goes to the future, or to the present time. 2019, Yunnan Forest, the place they're holding Outpost 61, 65? Can't remember. And it was where Mothra was being held. We finally get to meet Madison Russell, and she was texting her father and all that. That's when I first saw that. Alright, the story's becoming a bit decent. Alright. Pretty good story. It was then after finding out about the orca and all that, how it works. Then it went to, and then it happened when a earthquake happens, and Mothra, it shows that Mothra is being awoken. She doesn't want to be like in the egg anymore. So it shows that going forward. That's when Madison Russell and them got there, and the egg started hatching, and Mothra came out. After Mothra came out was a pretty beautiful scene when the guys were being scared and thinking she's about to attack them, and all of a sudden you just see one of the guys get scared out of nowhere and boom, shot at Mothra. Mothra defended herself with a silk attack. That was amazing. I like how Michael Dory implemented the silk attack to Godzilla. Not Godzilla, Mothra. It's a good attack. It was followed up by Dr. Emma Russell trying to calm Mothra down with her orca. It doesn't work the first two times. Then Madison Russell came out there trying to help her mother, or in fear try to be with her. Mothra was about to attack a third time, and well, was stopped by the orca. Everybody's like, oh, all happy and stuff, but that happiness ends soon after by an explosion, nearly killing everybody in that place. And the scientist you meet when Emma Russell was talking to dies by the Charles Dance's character who caused the explosion. They're trying to get Mothra. Well, it ended up being a diversion, and they were after Dr. Emma Russell and Mark Russell. basically. And soon after, it switches over to Mark Russell. He's photographing wolves and learning their apex behavioral. It wasn't until Monarch lands and Dr. Sarazawa and Dr. Graham showed up. Let me take a breather here. And during that is when they went to recruit Mark Russell, and they're on the plane to the underwater facility where Godzilla was being held, called Fathom, I think. And so, Dr. Sarazawa, there's like a tense conversation between Dr. Sarazawa and Mark Russell about the Titans, and it ends up being them both have different opinions about it. Mark Russell, of course, wants to kill the Titans, wants to kill Godzilla most of all, out of all of them. And so yeah, then they arrive at the underwater facility, where they had dialogue about what's going to happen, how to track them, and all. And that's when they finally meet. Mark Russell finally meets Godzilla, first time ever since a long time, face to face, when Godzilla tries to, well, intimidate them. They thought Godzilla was gone, and Godzilla decided to just scare the crap out of him and just fly by the window. Then after that, they finally tracked the orca down and they tracked it to Antarctica, where Jonas Allen, played with Charles Dance, plays as Jonah Allen, was there with Dr. M. Russell, who finally has the orca. They hooked it up to the computer and tried to do the bioacoustics for Monster himself, King Ghidorah. That was when everything went downhill. Monarch got there, and just in time when G-Force finally got there and had their sights on Charles Dance. They're underground in the facility. They're against the ice wall where King Ghidorah is. And there's an emotional scene of father and daughter. Daughter was about to go to her father, but stopped and stayed with her mother, which ended up her mother grabbed the remote and released King Ghidorah herself. That's when they found out that King Ghidorah, not King Ghidorah, Dr. Emma Russell was working with Jonah Allen in releasing these Titans one at a time, basically. Reason why is because she wanted to make the world a better place, make balance across the world. What they didn't know, later on they'll find out, is that King Ghidorah wasn't part of the world balance. He came from up there, space. He came to Earth to colonize it, or more likely destroy it, for his own well-being. And he tried to use the Titans to do it. So they released King Ghidorah, Monster Zero, they called it. The worst mistake they ever did. And so, I'll grab this. King Ghidorah was released. So yeah. Let me look at my paper. Then came the point where Godzilla arrived. Sorry about that. This is one of the worst reviews I ever did. Sorry about that. Then came the point where, seriously, then came the point where Godzilla arrived to fight King Ghidorah. That ended well. If you consider Godzilla falling off a cliff, well. But before Godzilla could come back and fight King Ghidorah the second round, or second time, during that one little battle scene, King Ghidorah fled. Weird, huh? How King Ghidorah would flee from Godzilla. Let's fix it back. So yeah, King Ghidorah fled. But he was heading somewhere else. And they took off to find Emma Russell again, Dr. Emma Russell again. This time, they're very pissed at she did it. She was the one that released King Ghidorah. So yeah, Mark Russell was pissed as well. So they suspected that the Orca, they tracked it back the Orca to Isla de Mara this time. So they go there just to find out that she isn't there. But they already had the Rodan facility rigged to blow. And they did it. They blew it. Releasing the fire demon Rodan. Honestly, Rodan, in my opinion, for this film was simply he had not a good plot in this film. Not one good plot. He got his butt kicked twice. He was literally a female dog. The word of a female dog in this film. It was sad. But that was how it was. And so they led Rodan to fight King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah won. But here comes an interesting plot detail that comes further on. King Ghidorah was heading off to go after the Argo Jet. Godzilla comes out of nowhere. Boom. Tackles King Ghidorah out of the sky. Oh god, my phone is doing stuff. And so, after he tackled him out of the sky, he tore off King Ghidorah's head. Off goes the left head. The curious one. The dumb one out of all of them. He killed. Not for long. But we didn't get there yet. It was then that the military had audacity to, well, release a weapon of terror called the Oxygen Destroyer upon them. King Ghidorah got out of there unscathed, except for the head missing. That's all he got out of there. Godzilla was the one that hurt most about it. He had low life. It knocked the energy out of him. He was going to die. But not for one man. But before we get to that point, King Ghidorah decided, this is where they found out that King Ghidorah wasn't part of this world at all. King Ghidorah sat on top of Rodan's volcano and regrew the left head back in place. Tore off the thing that covered it, ate it, and the left head grew back like it was brand new. So that was the point where Monarch's like, this creature is not part of this world at all. It does not belong in this world at all. And I was like, alright, if King Ghidorah didn't do that, why didn't you do that back in the old films? Because this is not the old King Ghidorah. This is Monster vs. King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah that is, well, way more creepier than you think. So after that happened, they found out that he wasn't a part of it. That's why there was not many data on him at all. They went back to the facility, the underwater base, where they were met by the military. The military was like, we have nothing else to do. That oxygen destroyer was supposed to be the one to kill them all. Nope. And well, Dr. Sarzo had a huge plan. Because the military was all out. Revitalized Godzilla. But that wasn't until they didn't know he was alive. Until Mothra shows up at the facility. Literally. And that music score on this movie was amazing. Mothra's music was amazing. Godzilla music was amazing. Everything was amazing. All that music was great. And when that music played from Mothra showing up at that place, clearing the sky of rain, amazing. I liked it a lot. And they had a point where they said that Mothra and Godzilla had a relationship, or like a yin and yang type of relationship. One, it's like symbiotic. They're both protectors. He's the king to her queen, basically. So after that happens, they follow Mothra, and they find out where Godzilla was. They find Godzilla's home, which is a giant massive temple underwater. A giant massive city, more like it. Show depictions of Godzilla being worshipped by humans at that time. And so while they were diving down deep into the thing, their equipment got messed up, and they had no other choice. Dr. Sardella had to go and, well, revitalize Godzilla. It was the most saddest thing I ever had. It made me tear up a bit when Sardella gave his life to revitalize Godzilla. When Sardella put his hand on Godzilla's skin, it was iconic there and then. He had the most gracious moment of his life. And so he blew up the atomic bomb in the face of Godzilla. Pretty sure Godzilla was pissed off after that. Pretty sure. So he arose out of the water to greet the other people. Yeah. But I swear to God, when I saw Godzilla raise out of the water and look down at them, I swear he was looking at Kyle Chandler's character. Most of all. His eyes narrowed. He looked down at Kyle Chandler's and all of them. And I swear Mark Russell's character was being looked at through his soul. It was funny. He gave Godzilla emotions. In this movie, Godzilla had a lot of emotions. Mostly, he was very pissed throughout the whole movie. Yeah. But then after that came the Battle of Boston. But before that, Master Russell was yelled at her mother. They had an argument. Child Dance tried to break it up. He did. Master Russell went into a room by herself, looked at a photo of her family, and then overheard a plan. This is one of the most stupid things I ever saw. They left a freaking speaker on where everybody can hear their plan. And well, Madison Russell heard it. She decided, oh, I'm going to take the orca. She did. She took the orca. I don't know why they didn't keep it guarded. Stupid. If you kept it guarded, no one would have took it. She took the orca, left. Off to Boston she went. It wasn't that far, because the bunker wasn't even far from Boston. She went to Fenway Park and put out the sound from the orca. All the monsters that were awoken by King Ghidorah's roar on top of the volcano ceased their actions. Yeah. So they all started, all the creatures started conversing onto here. Rodan, Mothra, Godzilla, King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah was the first one to arrive. He landed, and he was about to... He destroyed Fenway Park. He destroyed the speakers that were transmitting the orca sounds. That stopped. She unplugged the speaker, orca from it. It started playing inside the building itself. He looked in and saw her. He decided to fire all his beams into the building. She ran, got outside, and she threw the orca across the ground. Next thing you know, Ghidorah stepped on it. Just simply step on it. But he wasn't done with that. He decided to look down at Madison Russell. And he was going to kill her. He had the intent in killing her. He rose up. He was about to fire all 3 driving beams right down upon her. But then he got hit by his side upon atomic breath, knocking him to the side. Godzilla has arrived. He fought King Ghidorah to that point. But King Ghidorah was starting to whip Godzilla's butt. It wasn't until probably like 90 minutes or 2 into the thing was when Monarch got landed and went. But well, Monarch landed, went to search for Madison Russell. Farrah Farmiga showed up because she had an argument with Charles Dance, and they went split their ways. She showed up, helped her ex-husband, to go find her. They found. And while that's happening, Godzilla, King Ghidorah were fighting. Mothra comes in, helps Godzilla. Godzilla puts King Ghidorah through a building. And yeah. Madison Russell, Mark Russell, and Emma Russell went and searched off for their daughter, and they suspected she was at home. Soon after, but before that, they got the orca with them, brought it with them, because it's still broken. Not that broken, because apparently they were able to use it later on. And they went off to find their daughter. While that happens, Godzilla, King Ghidorah fighting. Godzilla finally had the upper hand. He's fighting with all his might. So, somehow there's a power line boxed right beside King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah bit down on that power line surge thing. It brought energy within King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah released all this energy, blinding Godzilla into a building. While that, Mothra was going to come down and fight King Ghidorah. I think I got this right. He went to go. She was flying in the air. Rodan came out there and started fighting her. So while the Russells were going to head to the house, their old house, you see Mothra and Rodan fighting in the background. Finally, Rodan got Mothra up against a building and was trying to bite down on her. She slapped him away. She flew up, got on top of him. He pinned her down again, tried to bite her. He bit one side, he bit the other side, was about to bite down the middle when got stabbed in the shoulder. Rodan got stabbed in the shoulder. And all you see is Brennan go fall into the ashes down below. Next thing you know it, King Ghidorah and Godzilla fighting. King Ghidorah prevailed in battle. He lifted Godzilla, he knocked Godzilla down. Mothra crawled over Godzilla, did like glowed, then went after King Ghidorah. Didn't even make it. She was blasted by all the gravity beams, and she went and then a lot of energy started coming down from the air onto Godzilla. And all you see is Godzilla started turning red. And while that is happening, the Russells finally got to the house, but the house was in rubble now. They find Madison Russell under One Piece rubble. They took her out, and they were both sad inside that they might actually lose their daughter. They both hold on to her, saddened, until she makes it. She didn't make it. She spits out water, coughs, and, well, they got her back. But that's until they look over and see Godzilla falling against King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah went over to Godzilla with all three heads on the ground, snaking like a snake, wrapped his head around Godzilla, bit down, and started absorbing energy out of Godzilla. Just absorbing it, killing him. No, I missed a part. Sorry about that. Let me go back one bit. Before Mothra sacrificed herself, you know that scene where you've seen in trailers where Godzilla falling from the air? That's what caused Godzilla to fall and not get up. And everybody thought he was dead. Godzilla fell from that height because King Ghidorah put him up there, and he fell from there. Then after that, Mothra sacrificed herself for Godzilla, and now we're at this part right here. King Ghidorah is absorbing the life out of him. The Russells, Emma Russell, had the idea to use the Orca to distract King Ghidorah. But it meant to give up her life. Mark Russell and Madison Russell watched as their mother drove off in a Humvee. King Ghidorah let go of Godzilla, flew off after Emma Russell, and ultimately blew the car, hit the car with his gravity beams, causing her to flip. She was on her back with the the Orca beside her, looking up at King Ghidorah as he was looking down at her. And there were 4 words she said: "Long live the king." And all you see here is Godzilla's roar. The sky turns like reddish, and you can see Godzilla just stomping towards King Ghidorah. And you see stuff melting everywhere. And then all of a sudden, here comes Godzilla roaring. And King Ghidorah looked at him and was like, "I'm gonna finish this." Here was the funniest scenes I ever seen King Ghidorah have. When Godzilla turned burning, all you see is King Ghidorah roar, and then fire all 3 gravity beams towards Godzilla, not even phasing Godzilla. Godzilla looks at him like, "I'm gonna kill you now. Stance, you're done with it. You're dead. I don't care anymore. You ruined balance in this. Ruined balance in this universe, or in this world. You're done for." Let me fix this real quick. And I'm gonna kill you. And King Ghidorah was scared. His face is priceless. And all of a sudden you see Godzilla curl up, and all of a sudden, boom, atomic pulse, or whatever we call it. I can't remember. It was like a pulse. It was like a spherical pulse, a blast. There goes King Ghidorah's rings. Both of them vaporized. Next one. 2 heads gone. Middle one stays. The middle one looks at Godzilla, and all of a sudden you just see Godzilla's foot land on top of King Ghidorah's chest, and boom. And they're like, oh my god. And everybody's watching on as the light goes away. They're focused on ashes and rubble. And all of a sudden you see King Ghidorah's head come out of the ground. Rubble. But it's not full of King Ghidorah. It's only his head and his neck, part of his neck, inside Godzilla's mouth. Godzilla's chomping away. And all of a sudden you see Godzilla's spines come out. King Ghidorah's head frantically turning around like this. In his mouth, in Godzilla's mouth. And literally, the neck is inside Godzilla's mouth. There's only the neck above. It's like probably that much above his mouth. And King Ghidorah's like frantically turning back around. And, well, you just see the spines come up. And, boom! The neck all the way up turns to ash and skeleton. And he went away. Bye bye King Ghidorah. Or so we thought. After that, Yin, I can't remember her name. Jin, I think? One of the scientists said, thank God he's on our side. Yin said, for now. Leading to make us think that Godzilla will actually turn bad later on. And then that's when the other Titans show up. Godzilla's standing on the rubble, and he turns around and sees a mammoth-like creature, a Muto-like creature, a spider-like creature, and he's like looking at them all. And all of a sudden, Rodan lands beside him, looking at him, and Godzilla looked down at him like, you're next. And Rodan's like, nope, I want to be part of this. Bows down. All the creatures bow down. And he roars. And as he roars, it goes black. And the titles go. During the title screen, or during the credit scene, or screen, there's all these Easter eggs. I don't know all of them. I have to look at the movie again when it comes out on DVD to tell you all the Easter eggs, all of them. But they have hints for Godzilla versus Kong in it. And all. So expect that movie to come out next year. So yeah. And also, this is another monster egg. I mean, Mothra's not dead fully. She's gonna come back later on. Other than that, we finally get the last credit scene.
What are you doing?
Good deal.
Of what?
Review.
Of you?
Review. Godzilla King of Monsters. And there's the end credit scene. A child dance. And yeah. They find out that the head that was cut off at the end of the movie is still there. And child dance gets that head. Leading up for a later villain in the movie series. Don't know yet. I'll make a video on the theories on that later. This video has been a bit too long as it is. Sorry for all those interferences. Just hope y'all still enjoy this review. So far so good. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye, y'all.